Well, we got 4 teams left in the upset-marred NCAA tournament with the spotlight in Phoenix at this hour. Obviously, everybody of the opinion, this will be Zach Edey, that will be Donovan Clingan, that will be Purdue, that'll be UConn in the finals, we think. Of course, there have been so many upsets along the way. There are 4 teams. Let's just run through who is playing right now. You got UConn 34-3. They've won 24 of their last 25 games since late December. Donovan Clingan, big, mobile, a scorer, a defender who doesn't get in foul trouble. He's much more active than most people realize. But their team is based on 3 unbelievable guards. Tristan Newton, Cam Spencer, the three-point shooter, and this freshman who has come out of nowhere as kind of a power forward, power guard, Stephon Castle. That's what makes UConn tick. Purdue's got Zach Edey. He can take over games. I guarantee you before you're done, he's going to foul out all your big men in the lineup. He's unique. He's not as mobile as Clingan, but he's got such a huge reach at 7'3". He just changes all types of shots around the rim, and he stays out of foul trouble, which is kind of fascinating because people go after him. They need three-point shooters to step up, and they've got three-point shooters at Purdue. They didn't show up the last game, but they've showed up a lot this season. Fletch Lawyer, Braden Smith, Lance Jones, they got to score. This is going to be fascinating if it is Purdue and UConn in the finals. But that being said, you got North Carolina State in the way. They have won 9 in a row ever since they won 5 and 5 nights in the ACC championship. And I'll tell you, they got big boys. And big boys at this point means they got 15 fouls to use. And that's going to be fascinating to see what happens with DJ Burns, Mo Diarra, Middlebrooks. Will they collapse on the bigs that they're going to play in the semifinals or in the championship game? And then there's Alabama. What a coaching job done by Nate Oates. This was supposed to be a rebuild season because he lost his big scorer last year, Brooke Miller, who wound up going to the NBA and is playing really well. They can beat you anyway. You want to play slow down? You want to play half court? They'll score 69 points and beat you. You want to go up and down the floor? They'll score 109 in games this season. They'll beat you. Mark Sears, one of the best guards in the country. That's a big-time scorer. Nick Pringle, the other big man, plays above the rim defensively, does all the dirty work. And then the guy that nobody expected has just had an unbelievable month of March, Grant Nelson. He is a real grinder in terms of going to the baskets on drives, hitting three-point shots, getting fouled, making free throws, coming up with turnovers. This is a really deep, very different Alabama team in what was supposed to be a rebuild year. So, John Riley, pick a topic. Purdue's big man, UConn's big man, NC State red hot, and then Bama.
This is just a great Final Four. I mean, you have like these 2 really dominant teams, and you got all the personality of DJ Burns, Alabama making a second trip back after they failed in the Sweet 16 last year. So this is going to be very entertaining. The thing that you mentioned, a lot of those guards for Purdue, they're the ones that I forget about because all focus is on Zach Edey. But those little guards out there, they are just shooting three-pointers at really high percentage rates.
And they are just hard-nosed defenders take it to the hole. And if I get whacked on the way to the basket, I'll still get the shot off it. I'm very impressed with the depth that Matt Painter has on that team. But UConn's got depth, too. Their guards are damn good.
Yeah, they are. But, you know, I have a pet peeve about Purdue, and it's their uniform design. Do you ever notice that the number is, like, really high on the back? And obviously there's no name, which is no big deal, but it just looks strange. Like, you'll see that with Edey's number 15, I think. And so you'll see that 15, like, almost between his shoulder blades.
Yeah, but you can't mistake somebody 7'3". You don't lose him in the traffic.
Yeah, that he's tremendous. Like, we've talked about who's going to be in the draft. Is he going to be one of the top names? Very interesting to see how he does.
Okay, so who do you think is going to win these semifinal games, and will it be Purdue, UConn in the finals?
I think that's the likely case here. I mean, we're having that kind of battle amongst the women too, UConn and Purdue. I'm gonna go for those 2 teams if I'm betting in Vegas. But my heart is with NC State. I mean, if they can get another upset win here and make it to the final, I mean, that would be a really special story.
And they got 15 fouls to give. A lot of people forget that because Edey normally fouls everybody out. They got 15 fouls to slow him down.
Yeah, they do.
Fascinating to see. And, of course, come Monday, we'll be talking Final Four on the afternoon of the championship game. Purdue, UConn, going to be fun. Let's go.